My name is Brent Stoughton. I'm a South African photojournalist. I traveled to Mozambique in November of 2013. I worked alongside Mark Jenkins, reporting all across the country on the state of landmine clearance in Mozambique today. I was in the South African Army and I had direct experience of landmines. I have seen people blown up by landmines before, firsthand, and I actually worked as a medical officer looking after people in that capacity. Every conflict that I've ever covered, landmines are an issue. It's just a menace that never goes away. Pol Pot always said that a landmine was the perfect soldier. You don't have to feed it, you don't have to pay it, it just lies in wait. What's also interesting in Mozambique is it's one of the poorest countries in the world. When you have those kinds of social issues, when you have that level of poverty, landmines aren't your most pressing issue. AIDS is your most pressing issue, education, agriculture. There's so many other things that are higher up on the totem pole than landmines, yet they remain an ever-present issue that has to be addressed at some point. But what's interesting about their situation at the moment is they're trying to become a landmine-free nation by the end of 2014. I met one woman who, she lost her husband. 6 months later, she lost her daughter. A year after that, she stepped on a landmine herself. And then she'd had 8 children in total, and another 4 children died from natural causes, and another one was affected in a landmine blast. So she's ultimately alone today because of that. But she's been living with this level of trauma since the early 70s. And it's a comment on the incredible stoicism of the African people, and especially the African woman. Yeah, this woman I'll never forget. She's not dissimilar to my grandmother, but she's a victim of these landmines that have affected her entire family. One of the things that's unusual in Mozambique, it is one of those countries that uses pouch rats in landmine detection. Now, a pouch rat has a nose that smells the TNT inside these landmines. Their smelling ability is 1,000 times stronger than a dog. So it's a really effective landmine detection device, but it's simply another tool. The patience of it for me is mind-blowing. I couldn't do that job. I'd have too much attention deficit disorder and I'd get blown up. So I think it takes a very specific person to work in this profession. Landmines are also an economic deterrent. How landmines can prevent the development of areas, both from an agricultural perspective and from an industrial perspective. So again, these are not just devices that tear limbs off people and act as a device of terror. They are also an economic deterrent. The thing that I take away most from the landmine situation is if you laid them, you should be responsible for unlaying them once the conflict is over. The fact that they can lay in the ground for another 30 to 40 years, maiming children, innocent individuals simply trying to grow food or walk home or get to their cattle or goats, that's a dramatic irresponsibility.